Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of this Borderlands bar series. I figured out a name for this series. It's called Bar Talk. And no, I am not in a bar or drinking currently while I do this, but I thought might as well have a name for this series, so I called it Bar Talk because, well, we're fighting in Power Beats Bar, and I'm just randomly talking about different stuff. So today I'm going to be playing as the Siren. Again, this is post-commentary stuff because as in my first episode, I explained a lot of what this series is going to be about, so I'm not going to go in too depth into that. If you want to find out what this series is, just go back to the first one, I guess. So again, I'm playing as a Siren. This one was a bit tricky as the Siren has two classes, I guess you could say, or two different sides of her. So she has a DPS side where she can fill up her red tree and do all these crazy like elemental stuff, and she can fill up her blue tree for a medic build. The medic build was very tricky to do. It's gonna be a modified version of it because I can't really do a melee, or not melee, I can't really do a medic build without having to lose a lot of DPS in order to kill these guys, because I am on a time limit when I do this mission, as you can see in the top right. So that's the build so far. I've already established the series name. I'm gonna call it Bar Talk, just so that it has a title to the series, and I'm also gonna be putting kind of the topic or the theme I'm gonna be talking about throughout the video. So the theme of this video is called Ambitions and Accomplishments, and I'll get into that now. But first, let me explain that I've been gone for a couple of weeks because I've got myself caught up in this sitcom called Community. And it's a great show. I love the show. I recommend you watch it. It is old though, I would say that. It ended back in 2015, so it's kind of a it's not really a thing anymore, kind of. But I've been watching that a lot, and you're probably like, oh well, it takes you 3 weeks to watch a sitcom. No, I've just been putting off the stuff too. I've been being distracted by friends and whatnot. So anyways, Community, it's this TV show where a study group pretty much grows together as a family, and they're in a community college, and they just go through all these things and challenges together, and they grow up, and so it really changes, and it's a really good show. But what brought me to the topic of this video, I guess, is the show itself. I finished all 6 seasons, and it's really changed how I feel about certain things now. And you might be thinking, well, it's just a TV show, you know, you're not related to them. Well, I did this weird thing with my friend where we kind of actually based those characters off of us, as they had a study group and we have this Discord group. And a lot of the characters acted similar to how we were. And making that connection early on, like at the very first episode, made an impact as the whole thing and the whole show kind of just played out all the way to the end. It actually made me feel part of it, which is kind of weird, I guess, or kind of stupid, or whatever you guys think of it. And I know this is just a small channel, and this topic isn't really, like, not topic, but this video isn't going to get much views or anything. It's not going to change the whole perspective of the world or whatever, and probably not many people are going to see this. But I just wanted to talk about it because it's been on my mind ever since I finished the show. So, basically what I'm talking about with ambitions and accomplishments is that after the show was done, or I finished watching all 6 seasons, it changed how I wanted to do stuff around now. Before, I used to sit around thinking, oh, maybe I can make this YouTube channel work. Maybe, you know, that's all I've been saying is, well, I'm gonna get my YouTube channel to work, you know? I'm gonna, like, become good, you know, and blah blah blah. When, like, I'm just fooling myself with that. Like, judging at the rate I'm doing stuff right now, I'm not getting anywhere. And I'm not saying that I joined YouTube just to become famous. No, I've always wanted to do YouTube as something fun, you know? Something, I've had funny moments. I've always wanted to record them and stuff like that. And now that actually doing it, and, you know, I don't have the proper stuff to do with what I ever wanted to do when I started YouTube, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to do YouTube to record the funny moments I have while playing certain games with a kilo and all that random stuff, because it turns out when we try new things, or play new games, there's always like these random moments that happen that are so funny, but are never caught on camera. And starting YouTube like maybe made it so that, oh, I can record these things and like publish them for fun, you know. But as I started it, I realized I can't do that because I don't have the right equipment. And so thinking that I can just, oh, maybe just carry on with all the single player stuff and just random commentating, which I never really expected to do. I've only like just started doing it. That's what kind of turns this whole thing around, and what makes community such an impact on me, because they started off with one thing and changed out as a family in the end, which is like, what are you talking about, Jay? So you don't, you know, you're not in that same situation. It's just a sitcom. Well, yes, I do know that, but at the end of it all, like the cast of Community gets to go around and say, hey, I was in the cast of Community, you know, I was one of those characters. And Community is such a great show that it made me want to be known for something, you know, something great. Not like, oh, I'm super famous, blah blah blah. Like, I'm not trying to be all petty like that. I just want to, you know, accomplish something. And I guess that's where ambition and accomplishment comes in the title, is I had this ambition to do something as a YouTuber, but never had the, you know, equipment to do it. And now, like, yeah, my ambitions are not what they are anymore, I guess. This is really hard to explain for me, because it's a feeling that I have, and I haven't really like explained it too well. But I guess that's what it is right now. My ambitions aren't coming out as accomplishments, I guess is what I'm trying to put it as. I wanted to do YouTube as something fun, but I'm not really accomplishing anything out of it. And so I guess kind of going into the story of accomplishments and how a community, the cast of Community, gets to known for something good, kind of makes me want to do something similar. And I skipped me looting because that's like boring stuff, and here's my build for the first one. But yeah, that's kind of where it is. And so you're like, oh well, why don't you get a real job or something, or do something you actually feel accomplished for? And I don't really know what that is, because you know, I haven't really gone out and done a lot of stuff, and being accomplishments is a big thing. You know, people become doctors, and or they become like singers, or you know, all this other stuff, or even actors. And that's kind of like one thing that made me feel like, oh, maybe I could get this sort of feeling if I became an actor. But I don't act that much, and if I did, I don't think I would want to do like movies and stuff. I would want to do like something similar to Community. I want to be like able to do that kind of stuff, where I get to just chill on set with a bunch of, you know, other people and like shoot something together. And I know it's like, oh, so you want to be an actor? Well, kind of that, kind of not. Like, I've acted before in a couple of plays, but that was a long time ago. But I did find acting really, really fun. You learn a lot of things, and you get to meet a lot of people. And I guess that's one of the reasons, like, why that came to my mind, is because I just want to meet a lot of people, I guess. That's where I'm getting from. Like, I don't want to just be confined to like one thing, like my group of people that I hang out with. I want to go, oops, excuse me, oh my god. I want to, I guess, meet people, you know. I want to, there was like a commando head right there or something like that. I wanted to, not wanted to, what am I even saying? Like, this is really tough to explain. Yeah, it's just the whole idea of being known for something, I guess, or it's just like having something fun. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore, but I guess that's what I was feeling by the end of the series, or that TV show, Community. It's just the fact that they changed so much over the, and it kind of made me feel like I should be doing something, you know. I should change and try doing something more fulfilling. And it's not that YouTube isn't fulfilling, but it's just that what I started YouTube for, I can't really do. So I'm kind of stuck doing this kind of stuff, which is, you know, it's not bad, but at the same time, it's like don't get a lot out of it, especially when your channel is this small. No, I'm not saying I want a big channel, like, oh, I want views, I want all this stuff. I'm saying that doesn't feel very rewarding when you're this small of a channel. And I guess it's just the fact that I want to feel like I've done something. So I think that's why I'm getting what I'm getting at. Yeah, there it is. Actually, I don't even think I like turned that head in or whatever it is. But this is the second build, by the way. You could change up this build a lot. I didn't have a lot of the resources to use at this time. You could be I've been using like these simple like transfusion grenades that give you health. But you could clearly change them out for like a chain lightning or a magic missile or something. And these weapons, I would probably use different weapons, but I just didn't have the stuff at the time, and I didn't feel like farming for them, so I kind of just went off of what I had. Also, I would prefer the 2-fer Maggie instead of the straight shooting one that I showed earlier because it's more powerful. But yeah, I just changed up this build to include the final skill in the blue tree because it's supposed to be a medic build, but you can't really output a lot of damage with a medic build, and the medic build is meant for other players and other teammates, so yeah, I kind of just modified it a bit. So that's why I'm using the legendary binder class instead of the legendary medic class mod, if that makes a lot more sense. And yeah, so that's what I'm using that class mod instead. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Going back to the whole topic of like acting, I'm not big of an actor. Like I said before, I've acted in a couple of plays before, and even in my high school years, I was in the band for one of the plays. So I am kind of active with like theater and stuff. The thing is, I don't like auditioning. Auditioning is one of those things that just a no for me. Like, I don't like it because I guess I'm just nervous and shy a lot, so I don't really do that kind of stuff. But those plays that I did in the past, I was already guaranteed, I don't want to say guaranteed the part, but the part was already there for me. Like, I didn't have to audition for it. So yeah, that's where I started acting there. Going back, I probably would have done more with the acting and like actually gotten more into it, but when I acted in those plays, I was like very young. The first play I did was like, I don't know, like baby years. Like, I don't know, like 5 or 4 years old. And it was like a Little Red Riding Hood play, sort of, and I was playing as one of the baby wolves. I don't really remember too much. I just remembered I was the role of a baby wolf. And yeah. My second play that I did, I was, I think, around middle school / elementary. And I played as Tweedledee in the play Alice in Wonderland. So I was a bit older. I remember the play. But yeah, I think if I had this feeling that I did now back then, I probably would have acted a lot better. Because I was in that play because Akilo was actually put into that play at first. His family was into the whole... His family was a lot more sociable than mine, I should say. So when the play was coming up, his sister and him got put into the play because his mom was super like sociable and stuff like that, and they knew the directors of the play. So I guess that's why they had the part. Sorry, that was my notebook. So basically how I got the part that I played was that Akilo got put into the part for Tweedledum, and basically his mom contacted my family and was like, or my mom, and was like, hey, Akilo wants, Jaso to play, act with him in this play. And so me being Akilo's friend, it was kind of like the turning point in Community where Troy and Abed become friends when they sing the song Somewhere Out There. I don't want to spoil the episode, but for those of you that watched it, they'll know what part that is. That was kind of like the same thing for me and Akilo, where me saying yes actually turned our friendship into something better. into best friends, so that's how I got put into the play. Now, if I felt that way, like I do now, back then, I probably would have acted better, and maybe even like, you know, actually gone into acting career, but I didn't. Would I like to be in a, would I like to act in like, you know, sitcoms or movies? Yeah, sure, I would. That would be nice, you know, it'd be fun. I would definitely try my hardest, and but I would not audition. I would not go out and audition. If like for some reason one day a director comes up to me and is like, hey, I want you to act in this sitcom or in this movie, and he's like, you don't have to audition, you're ready for the part, I would be, yes, thank you. Alright, I'm pretty sure everybody would, but you know, it's not like I would just cheese it. I would actually try my hardest, but you know, that's just how it goes. So I guess that's all I have, really. This is the end of the episode. A lot of people were talking about bars. I do turn out the bars in this. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, bye.